Hello and a happy new year. This is probably gonna be a quite pieced together video with little bits and bobs. I just wanna kind of reflect on my reading year and just like ramble a bit, talk a bit, and show some different stuff and talk about some different stuff. So yeah, let's start by reflecting on reading 100 plus books, which I did mainly because I kind of wanted to see if I could do it, to be honest, because I like a challenge, you know. I like to set a goal. It works for me to motivate me and to keep me going. And what I find amazing is that after like binge reading for a year basically, that I'm still so excited about reading and I can't wait to get into more books. So that is I am someone who gets very obsessive interests. I've always been into art. I've been into music. I've produced music for a little bit, and usually if I get into something, then it's I have a period of extreme obsession, but then it fades away after a while, and I'm super glad that this interest for reading is kind of staying with me for now, because I keep seeing my giant stack of books, which I'm gonna show later, and I just can't wait to get into some of these. Which brings me to my reading plans, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't really call it a plan, just like a kind of approach I'm taking this year. Is that a lot of people are doing that. It's kind of a trend, I think, that I'm gonna prioritize reading fewer but bigger books, and reading more intensely, and rereading some books. I only reread a single book last year, which was The Trial by Franz Kafka. The other ones were all new books, so I would like to change that. And I picked out a couple. I just picked out 3 for now. I want to reread way more, maybe like 1 a month. I still want to get a good amount of new books, and the first one I have is Krabat, which is kind of a children's book. I do think it is mature in some ways. This has a stamp here, and it was bought by my mom in 2007. So I had this for a while. I had to read it in school twice. The first time I didn't like it at all. The second time I liked it, but even the second time must be like, I don't know how long ago. Like, let me think actually. About 15 years ago, I would say, maybe. No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But this is, it's like more like a middle grade. If I remember correctly, it's set in the winter also, so I would like to, it's really going to be the first one that I reread. And yeah, that's just something that I would like to get at. Next up, 2 of my favorite authors. We have Love in the Times of the Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez in this little pocketbook edition, which I have reread. Well, I reread 100 Years of Solitude once or twice, I think, and I tried to reread The Fall of the Patriarch, but there I kind of gave up on that. That's just like a once in a lifetime thing, I think. But this book has been on my mind a lot, and I would like to reread it. It's about, if you don't know, it's about a guy who falls in love with a woman, but she's married, and then he waits for over 50 years for her husband to die, and then they fall in love. It's one of these weird Marquez stories. But yeah, that's something I would like to reread. And then my approach to Hermann Hesse is changing a bit because I read not all of his stuff, but probably 85% of his catalog. He also wrote like some newspaper articles and like some stuff which is impossible to access, but out of his main body of work, I read almost everything, I would say. So I would like to get into rereading some stuff. And this one I reread, I think, maybe 4 years ago or something. And it's such a nice, it's really like, like a storm and struggle, like a young guy, like a Bildungsroman, basically, classic Bildungsroman, which is something that I haven't read in a hot minute. So that's another one that I would like to reread, and probably some shorter stuff. Maybe I'll read Anna Kavan again, which is also like a nice yearly thing to do. I should also talk about her a bit more. I haven't mentioned her very much on this channel yet, and I only know one book by her. But yeah, that's something for the future. Speaking of which, I'd like to kind of think of some authors which I would like to get more into. Last year there were Thomas Pynchon, Clarice Lispector, and Yukio Mishima, which I read one book by all of them, and I would definitely like to get into them more, but I would like to check out some new authors also. And another funny effect of reading 100 plus books is that the more I read them, the more I realize what I haven't read. Like there's way more stuff than I could possibly read, and even if I would dedicate my life to reading for the rest of my life, then I could never even read all the classics, because you have these world classics, and you have like more like the American English speaking literature, and then there's so much German literature also, which I feel like is kind of a resource of my, not only of my channel, but also of my reading also. So there's so much stuff that I would like to get into. I want to definitely read more Patti Smith. That's I read Just Kids last year. No, 2 years ago. Haha, funny, it's 2025 now. I would definitely get my hands on more Pynchon. I would like to read some Anna Kavan, also if I can get my hands on some of her books. And kind of get to know these authors better. But then I would also, for example, I would really like to read Claire Keegan, and Rachel Cusk and the likes of those. I would really like to check out Toni Morrison, which is kind of, it feels like those books would be right up my alley, but I've never really heard about her until I got into BookTube, because she's not like super famous in Germany. But yeah, then I would like to get more into Japanese literature, which I've always been into. I'm kind of into the Japanese culture. So that's already throwing out way more things that I can achieve in a year, but that's just kind of the direction of where I want to go. And yeah, I'll also show you some books that are on my TBR stack that I'm very eager to check out. It's gotten super dark outside. It's kind of a snowstorm going on in the middle of the day, but I think with my light you can kind of see what's going on here. So I'll just kind of show you stuff that I mean, obviously I want to read all of these, but some of these I'm way more excited about, so can't really see much, can you? The Franz Kafka biography by his friend Max Brod, and then I want to read the letters that he wrote kind of as companion pieces. I think that could be quite interesting. I think out of all of these, the one that interests me most is Camus and Mishima. Then this is another tome. I mean, all of these, Infinite Jest I am in no rush to get to, but this historical novel, The Gates of the World, that I would like to read this year. James Baldwin, obviously, I would like to read this year. Then I also would like to read Faust, which I've just always felt like I needed to take the time to read it and really like set my mind to it, but I just so far never did. Yeah, I'm probably the rest of the Hesses I have, I just want to knock out this year. It's quite short ones, so should be easy to squeeze in. Opa. The Name of the Rose. Umberto Eco has constantly been popping up like on my YouTube feed, and I've constantly been hearing his name. Someone called him a god, so I would like to know what that's all about. Then behind here we have Jack Kerouac. This I definitely want to read quite soon because it's been on my shelf for a long time, and also with this like time period, like the Beat Generation, I always kind of had my difficulties, so yeah, want to get to that definitely soon. And then I'm really excited for this Calvino. This is also definitely something I would like to check out. I got the Thomas Manns here. I think I want to read I changed my mind. I wanted to really get into this series, but I want to read the Buddenbrooks first now, which is also quite a long one. And then these ones in the bottom here, I don't really, I'm not in any rush to get to. And this big ass Marquez biography also not. But out of all the big books that I have, I would like to read A Little Life this year. But maybe not like this or next month, maybe like more in the summertime. Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I haven't read a high fantasy book in ages. And you know, just like usually you can read fantasy quite fast. And I'm just really looking forward to knocking out a big tome like that. Yeah, as I said, big books are the priority this year. And I would like to get into Prince Genji, which probably requires a bit of prior knowledge to really like get stuff out of it. So I'm gonna probably watch a couple of YouTube videos or something. But that's basically out of all this giant stack. Oh, I forgot this one. This I want to read this month actually. Wir Kinder vom Bahnhof Zoo. About like some junkie kids living in a Berlin train station. This I wanted to read for years, and this is like high priority. It's like number one priority basically. So yeah, this out of all the books, I hope you could see this fine because the light is terrible. But out of all the books that I have, these are the ones that I'm gonna read quite soon. So yeah. And I'll also just show you what I'm reading now, because I'm not gonna finish most of these this month. So I prioritized more like thicker books that take a long time to read, and then I just throw in some shorter ones. But I'm reading The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Murakami. I'll review them in depth when I finish them, obviously, but yeah, it's a 600 plus pages. It doesn't even look super big, but it's quite a long read. Then I'm reading The Brothers Karamazov, which I'm about 130 pages in. It's I'm not like super into it yet, but I'm sure it's gonna come. It's taken a bit of time. Then I'm still reading this book, Panama Fever, which I'm probably not gonna finish for a while. It's an extremely detailed account of the building of the Panama Canal, and it's just a bit much to read about all of these people and all of the things that they did. Yeah, and then this one I haven't actually started reading yet. It's Call of the Wild by Jack London, which it's very wintry themed, and I would like to start kind of doing that, like read books that kind of fit the season or fit what's going on more, and see how that changes the reading experience. And then yeah, on the topic of slower reading also, I started reading the collected shorter plays of Samuel Beckett, and this has a very good amount of plays in it. This has only like 20 plays, and I'm just like reading one a day, taking it slow, and kind of prioritizing the more chunkier ones. Hello everybody, it's New Year's Day. I'm a little bit under the weather, so excuse my voice. And I got something in the mail. Something very special that I would like to unbox and show you. So, one of my favorite booktubers is a channel called Bran Booth Jones. It's he's a guy living in the Netherlands, and I just love the way he talks about books, man. He has a very poetic way of talking. He has a very nice and rich and colorful vocabulary to talk about these books, and it's an absolute joy to listen to him. And he recently had a little quiz going on his channel, the mega hard bookish quiz or something like that, and well, I didn't answer any of the mega hard questions. I just answered the funny questions, and I won something, and I'm very, very excited for this. That's why I wanted to capture it on video, and there we go. So, first of all, we got Blue Remembered Star by Bran Booth Jones. It's his poetry collection that came out this year with a personal signing. This is actually the first poetry book that I'm gonna read. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil myself, but look at this. It's beautiful. Look at the inside cover. It's this is something truly special. Here's a picture of him. This yeah, man, I'm so happy that I get to have something like this, because yeah, it's just special to have something signed by someone that you know and that you admire and that you follow. And then the other thing is as special. It's Comes the Blind Fury by Douglas Rutherford, which is someone that I haven't really heard of. But what is special about this is that this is a first edition, first published. Yeah, this is from 1950, so quite old, and a Penguin first editions. Bran has a series on his channel where he's trying to read the first 3,000 Penguin classics, which obviously is a lifetime project, but a very, very cool and interesting one to follow. So in case he's a way bigger channel than me, but in case you haven't heard of him, I'm obviously gonna link him, and you should really check him out. And the other day he gave me a shout out on his community page, which gave me like 50 or 60 new subscribers, so thank you very much, Bran. And hello and welcome to everybody who's new. And yeah, thank you, Bran, for sending me this absolutely amazing gift. And congratulations on becoming a dad also. That is probably the biggest achievement you could ever obtain in life. So congratulations for that. And I'm very much looking forward to reading this. It's gonna go on the pile, and I'll get to it in time. Thank you very much, and check out Bran's channel. Well, and to wrap this up, my channel has been kind of growing quite rapidly, which is very nice to see. At the point of recording this, I'm at about 460 subscribers, I think. So really, thank you very, very much from everybody who watches my videos and who comments and who engages. It's super nice. Yeah, I feel like the higher, the more viewers I get, the more interesting stuff I want to deliver. So I don't know. I think the next months I have like some exams coming up and some papers that I have to write for uni. So this is low priority for now, but I've always liked the idea of like doing something like a deep dive on some writers. I would like to do Hermann Hesse. I've been thinking about this for a while, but also maybe some others, which is probably gonna require a lot more work and research, obviously. So this is something that I've been thinking about doing, and I would like to make at least one of these videos this year. And yeah, if you have some other ideas, what you would like to see, then yeah, just shoot me a comment. And yeah, this is kind of obviously just a hobby, but I would like to take it a bit more seriously and create some, some good quality content. So yeah, if you have any suggestions and any critique or praise, then yeah, it's always fun to read the comments and to get to know people. You can also follow me on Goodreads if you want. I'll put that in the description. I'm more active on Storygraph, but I don't know can you even follow people on Storygraph? I'm not sure. But yeah, so I think that's it for now. And thank you very much for watching again. And see you in my next video.